this, Dave's a family man. He has two sons that grew up in this town, played sports, went to Terryville High School. Gary, like you, they've always been in this community. All right, this is the type of man we have. And right by his side the whole entire time has been his wife, Jackie Merchant. Jackie, come on up.
Hi. This isn't easy for me. Even though I talk to the public all day long, I don't like speaking in public. But I do want to thank Bonnie and George. This is a wonderful event. It's a wonderful venue. It's not as easy as I thought it would be to introduce my husband. I know him really well, but I realize you don't. This is the man that's been by my side for almost a half a century. That's a long time. So I guess it says how old I am. He's been a wonderful husband and partner, and I think we've made this journey together. We've been happy, and we've had a good ride. He's a caring and wise father for our two sons, and now two daughter-in-laws, and he's a wonderful papa to his 5 grandchildren. He's been a coach to hundreds of youth in this town as he coached baseball for many years. Dave is successful in his personal relationships, in business, in sports. Dave is a leader to his family, in his industry, and as a volunteer in the public sector. Dave is a competitor, and quitting is not part of his vocabulary. Dave is a planner, and I'm sure you've all heard that before. He likes to have a plan. And Dave has moral integrity as a basis for his determination, fairness, and compassion. He is a compassionate person. He's shown great concern for the residents of our community, and he's willing to continue this pursuit. His dedication and hard work will promote a healthy and productive environment at Town Hall. His honest and practical approach will produce quality improvements for the town of Plymouth and for all of us as residents of this town. Dave will make a difference, Dave will make a change, and Dave will make it now. And this ends my introduction of my husband and our next mayor of the town of Plymouth.
It wasn't hard enough. Now we got to, bring emotions into this thing too. I'm telling you, it's. I hope you remember all those things tomorrow. If I. Listen, everybody's thanked everybody tonight, and there's no point in me thanking everybody again. But I really do appreciate everything that everybody's done. George and Bonnie, thank you so much for having us here tonight, and thank all of you. And everybody that worked today. I mean, everybody's been thanked. Phil lugging the stuff around today. I can't say enough about Sandy here. She's like my right-hand person here all of a sudden. Well, let me just just say a few things tonight that I want to talk about. Our new tagline that we have is kind of starting to formulate the campaign for me a little bit. And you saw it on the cake over there. Can you hear me all right? Is this thing back feeding? All right. Where we say, make a difference, make a change, and make it now. And I think that's kind of the direction I want the campaign to go in. When I think about making a difference, I think about you guys. You are the core group. You are our core group. I mean, we don't have to sell you. Hopefully you're already sold or you wouldn't be here tonight. But the difference in the campaign is going to be how many people are we going to get out to vote on November 6th? We need to have more people on our side than they have on their side, and that's where you guys come in. I want you to take a look at this slate of candidates here and the things that we talk about and the things that we want to do and the changes that we want to make, and I need you to buy into that. Then I need you to go out to this community, and I need you to find the people that we talked about. There's a lot of Republicans out there that haven't voted, didn't vote in the last election, aren't involved with things. find these people, sell these people on what we stand for and what we're trying to do here. And then let those people go, you're the team, you know, we're the candidates, but as far as I'm concerned, you guys are our team. And it's a team that has to go out and expand. We need to bring more people in there. Some of the Republicans in town, they're already on the team. We just need to bring them into the team and make them part of the team. And the unaffiliates out there, let's get out there and find them and talk to them. If any of you or know anybody that wants to host a cocktail hour or any kind of an event like that where you can bring some neighbors in and bring some people in, we'll come to you. We'll come to you and we'll meet these people and we'll try to sell what we want to do. You make the difference. You make the difference, and we'll make the change. You know, I want to make the change starting from the top. And, you know, I've said this before, and I don't even know, I'm not a politician, so I guess I'll say it again here, but I like Vinny, you know, and I don't think there's anybody here that doesn't like Vinny, and I want to make that perfectly clear. You know, I've talked to Vinny about this, and I shook hands with him, and I said, we're friends now, we're going to be friends when this is over, but I said, you know what, I'm here, and I'm going to play the game to win. And I think a lot of Vinny. The issues he's going through in his personal life, I feel horrible about. I would feel horrible if anybody was going through that, and I wish him the best. But all that being said, we need to make a change up there. I spend a lot of time with the fire department. I'm in there 3-4 times a week, and I have been for the past few months. And I see what goes on up there. I see who's there, I see who's not there, I see who's talking, who's making decisions, who's not making decisions. And after I did that for a few months, I was a little skeptical at first, but I am now 100% convinced in my heart that it's time to make a change in that office, and the time to make it is make it right now. There's a lot of projects, a lot of things that we need to do in town. And I will tell you, and I'll give you a little sneak preview. I mean, I work with I'm on the fire commission, and I work with the fire department, and I love those guys. That's you've got the best fire department anywhere. I'm telling you, you've got the best. Keep the force field in here. You couldn't ask for a better man. But the fire department needs they need some work over there too. You know, we got a couple of stations that have got some safety issues. We got a couple of stations that need to be addressed. We've got some future issues that we need to address. I've been working on a plan for them for the past, I don't know, I'm going to say 8-9 months now. And I'm kind of mentioning it tonight because I don't want to ever become political. I'm working hard on a plan. And before I even talk about that plan or bring that plan ever forward to this community, you are going to know exactly what a plan is. And I say the word plan, and I was surprised my wife said it here, but I use the word plan all the time. When I was on the Board of Finance, I used it all the time. When I bring something forward to this community, you're going to have all the answers. You're going to know how much you're going to spend. You're going to know what it's going to look like. You're going to know what the benefits to the town are. You're going to know what the consequences are if we don't do it. You're going to know everything about this project before we ever bring it forward. And having a plan is the one thing, the most important thing that you can do with anything in this town. And you know, I'm working with the fire department. If I was on the police commission, I might be addressing the police station. But you know, the Democrats said that if you give us 2 more years, we're going to address the police department. Now listen, that police department's been like that for the last 6 years or better, right? How many years has it been like that? And what we just did is put another Band-Aid over it with this interrogation room. I mean, we need to stop. We need to have a plan and put a plan together and stop putting Band-Aids on things. You know, they also said, you know, if you give us 2 more years, we're going to address those schools. How many years have those schools been sitting there? I don't know how the high school's got to be 6 years old. Those schools have been sitting abandoned for the past 6 years. So we're going to say, if you give us 2 more years, we're going to address them. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, you know, if you come into this town, you're new into this town, and you say, well, where's your Board of Education? Well, they're housed over there in this abandoned school. I mean, we're better than that. Is that what we want? I mean, that's not how we want to represent our town. We need to fix that. But we need to fix it with a plan. You can't just say you're going to fix it. You've got to have a plan going forward to make it happen. I mean, and he never addressed the Board of Education. What are you gonna do with them? You can't put them on picnic tables out in the parking lot. I mean, you've got to address that issue. So there are issues that have to be addressed, and the idea that they've been there for the last 6 or better years, and then say, if you give us 2 more years, we're gonna fix them, that scares me a little bit. And I'm gonna tell you what else scares me a little bit, is the other thing that he said was, if you give us 2 more years, we're gonna do another bond issue. And that scares me. The first bond issue that we did, you know, and when I think about this, the first bond issue that we did, they said, if you give us $19 million or whatever it was, we're gonna do a lot of things. They didn't tell you a lot of things. I mean, if you went to a bank and you said to them, you know, we need $19 million, we'd say, sure, what are you gonna do with it? A lot of things. We're gonna do a lot of things. And that discussion would end right there. And then they came to you and asked you to give $19 million to do a lot of things. Now, there's one thing I want to say, because I don't ever want to be taken out of context of anything that I say here. The Capital Improvements Committee did a great job. They have a great list of items that need to be done, things that need to be done, things that need to be fixed. The only problem was there was no plan with any of them. There was zero plan. It was just let's just give us a lot of money and trust us. We're going to fix things. You can't do that. The second bond issue bothered me a little bit because we looked for $9.5 million, and that's primarily to fix roads. And I don't want to be taken out of context here because I'm very happy they're fixing roads. I'm very happy they're doing the projects that they're doing. But we have to know the difference. If you're going to bond some money and you're going to build a house, you're going to go get a mortgage. You're going to build a firehouse, a police station. If you're going to build something. But we should not be bonding money to do maintenance items. And that's what we're doing here. You know, these roads have fallen behind every year. So they fell so far behind. We did this study, and now the study says our roads are bad, and now we've got $9 million to fix it. We're doing a good job, and I don't want anybody to think that I don't appreciate that. But had this money been put in the budget each year, we would be able to have these projects done, and we would pay for them as we go. And that's how you have the amount of interest that we're going to pay on that bond would have probably fixed a few miles of road or done something constructive for us in town, but we're fixing roads for that. You know, just to give you an example with the fire department, you know, these fire trucks that we buy are $500,000, $1 million trucks. You don't ever see us bonding money for these fire trucks because we have a plan. I mean, the chief knows that this fire truck is going to be needed in 4 years from now. So we come to the Board of Finance and we put, if you look in the budget, you'll see a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And when that fire truck is ready to go into service, we pay for it. Instead of spending money with all that interest, we're probably making money because we're saving that money up for the truck. I mean, that's about making a plan. And that's what I'm about here. We need to make plans so that we can move this town forward and keep our costs down. And if this is our destiny here to become the mayor, I'm going to start right from the top. I need to get into the mayor's office, and I want to bring technology into the mayor's office. I mean, I don't see any up there. I see reams of paper. I see us with pencils. I see us lugging paper around. It needs to end. We need to bring technology into the town hall. I mean, when I want to be in touch with the town council live time. I want to be able to send them documents as they happen. I don't want, if something happens the day after a meeting, I don't want them to wait a month to hear about it. They need to know what's going on in town right away. And the only way we're going to do that is if we bring technology into the town hall. I want to visit with every department. I want to make sure that every department in this town, we talk about our tax money, that's where it's spent. I want to make sure that every department is working at peak efficiency and they have the tools that they need. I want to make sure they have the software that they need, the technology that they need, because we need to keep our expenses down as much as we possibly can. I mean, that's what Bill alluded to, because that's our tax dollars. And we know in this town that we're paying the freight here. We're paying the bill because we don't have any big business in town. We don't have the Walmarts or the ESPNs in town. It's our tax dollars to support everything. But we have a lot of room in this town for business. We have a lot of room on Main Street. We've got an industrial park. We have a lot of room for it. And the one thing that I can tell you, that once I figure out what the town planner's doing and what everybody's doing, anybody that wants to come into this town, I don't care if it's a large corporation or if it's a small business, I want to talk to them. I know business, I understand a P&L, I can read a balance sheet, I know what a business needs. And when I find out what that business needs, I'm going to be able to take them out into this community and show them what we have to offer. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to rely on anybody else. I'm going to take care of that. And once it becomes, once I know they're a good fit for this town, then I'm going to personally work them through the maze that they have to go through to get into town. And we'll do everything that we can possibly do to bring business to this community. It's tough times for business, and we're a little out of the way. But anybody that's interested in this business is going to deal with me personally, because I will make it happen. That I promise you. So with that, I'm passionate about a few things, but I'll let it go at that. And next week is the fair, and I'm just looking at all you out there. And you know, I walk by that fair booth every year, and every year I walk by it, I see the booth sitting there, and I see one person in a chair, one person on the Democratic side, and I say, well, what are we all doing here? This year I want to make it different. Sue's working on she's going to work on a schedule, so we're going to have all the candidates available to be in that booth. And this is what I want you guys to do. I need this team right here to spend as much time visiting that booth as you can. Find whoever you can find out in the Midway, bring them over to our booth. Talk to us. I want our booth to be the busiest place at that fair. Come over, talk to us, bring your friends, bring somebody up. Make sure you walk by that booth and nobody's there, find somebody and bring them over. Let's have that booth next to us look like that abandoned school up on the hill. And let's make a difference here. And again, Dennis mentioned our next fundraiser is going to be after the fair. Our next fundraiser is going to be up at Chute Gates on September 20th. So let's everybody get up there on that Friday night and make some donations and have some fun. Thank you very much.
Before we end tonight, there's still a lot of drinks, a lot of food. Please enjoy yourself. Republican town committee members and anybody else that wants to belong to the Merchant for Mayor team, we have our RTC meeting moved up a week.